I returned to my small hometown just outside Chicago after finishing college. It's one of those places where time stands still. The same diner on the main street, the same oaks lining the sidewalks, the same folks waving as they drive by. I landed a job at a local startup, coding websites. Nothing flashy, but it covers the bills. For now, I'm renting a tiny apartment, a short walk from my old high school. It's just me, a few unopened boxes, and a coffee maker I haven't quite figured out yet. Coming back feels odd, like stepping into a long-forgotten photograph. Familiar, but sharper, more alive. My best friend, Finn, still lives in that house at the end of Willow Lane. We've been inseparable since we were kids, blowing up firecrackers in the backyard, biking down to the creek to skip stones. College pulled us apart for a while, with sporadic texts and rare calls. But when I told him I was coming home, it was like nothing had changed. "Drop by any time, buddy," he said over the phone. "I'm at the grocery store, but I'll be back soon." "You know where the key is." I laughed. Of course I did. Same old Finn. So here I am, on a quiet afternoon, walking up the paved driveway to his door. The air smells of freshly mowed grass and distant barbecue smoke. The heat hangs heavy, sticky. I lift the loose brick by the porch, grab the spare key hidden underneath. Just like when we were 12, sneaking in to raid his mom's cookie jar. I unlock the door, step inside, and call out, "Finn, it's Jasper!" The house is quiet, broken only by the hum of the fridge and a faint creak from upstairs. I set my keys on the hallway table, that old scarred wood from years ago, and call again, "Finn? Jasper here?" A voice answers from the stairs, soft and clear. It's not Finn. It's his mom, Nora. I hear light footsteps descending, unhurried. I turn, and there she is, pausing halfway down the stairs. I freeze. This isn't the Nora I remember from high school drop-offs or backyard barbecues. Back then, she always wore loose blouses or mom jeans, hair tied back tight, rushing between work and errands. Now, her blonde hair falls freely over her shoulders, catching the window light. She's in a white top that hugs her curves, fitted jeans. And there's something new about her, a relaxed confidence, like she's stepped into a different life. Her eyes meet mine, and they don't see just her son's friend. They linger, curious, maybe a little surprised. "Jasper," she says, her voice warm with an undefinable edge. "God, you've changed." She comes down the last steps, approaches, and I catch a hint of her scent soft, like lavender. I laugh to shake off the sudden tightness in my chest. "Yeah, college does that. And you look different too." It's awkward, but it's true. She's no longer the tired mom from my teen years. She's striking, not in a loud way, but impossible to ignore. She tilts her head, a small smile playing on her lips. Different good or different bad? There's a teasing lilt in her voice, but her eyes stay locked on mine, like she's waiting for the real answer. I swallow, my throat dry. Good. Definitely good. She laughs a soft, fluid sound and gestures toward the kitchen. "Come on, let's not stand in the hallway like strangers. Coffee?" I nod, following her, my sneakers quiet on the hardwood. The house still smells of lemon polish and baked goods, maybe bread. But watching her walk ahead, hair swaying, glancing back, I know this visit won't be what I expected. Not even close. I follow her into the kitchen, the floorboards creaking under my feet, stirring 100 memories of this place. The counter's cluttered with the same ceramic mugs, a bowl of apples, a radio playing classic rock softly. It smells of fresh ground coffee and warm bread, probably baked that morning. Nora moves with a new ease, grabbing 2 mugs from the cabinet. "Still black coffee for you, or did Chicago turn you fancy?" she asks, tossing a look over her shoulder, half smile in place. "Black's fine," I say, sliding onto a stool. "Not that fancy yet." She laughs again, warm with a spark, like she's testing the air between us. She pours, steam curling up, and slides a mug my way. Her fingers brush mine for a second, sending a quiet shiver through me. I drop my eyes to the mug, pretending to study it, but my mind clings to that touch. "So," she says, leaning against the counter opposite me, cradling her mug, "tell me about Chicago. It's been too quiet without you." Her eyes are steady, curious, not the polite kind you'd expect from a friend's mom. I dive into stories of college, late nights, coding in the library, the city's buzz, my roommate strumming guitar at odd hours. I keep it light, but she listens like every word matters, nodding, asking questions. No girlfriend to keep you there? Her tone teases, but her gaze pierces. I chuckle, shaking my head. Nah. Tried, but nothing stuck. I'm better at debugging code than relationships. She smiles, but it's not the old pat on the head kind. It's softer, like she's seeing me fresh. You sell yourself short, Jasper. That shy kid from middle school? He's gone. You've got charisma now. My face heats up. I don't know what to say. You're not exactly the same either. You still make the best salmon, right? She laughs again, and this time, the sound fills the kitchen with warmth that shrinks the room. Yes, always. Finn says it's the only thing I cook worth eating. We both laugh, and the moment feels easy, like old times. But her fingers tap the rim of her mug, and she holds my gaze longer, like she's unraveling a puzzle. The talk shifts to her. I ask how she's doing. She shrugs, her smile fading just a bit. It's calm, she says. Since the divorce, it's mostly just Finn and me. He has his own life now, so I adjust on my own. She pauses, then adds, no complaints though. It's freeing, in a way. I nod, not sure what to say. I remember her ex, a quiet guy, always late from work. Finn didn't talk much after the split. You seem to handle it well, and I mean it. She has this strength, not flashy, but solid, like she's rebuilt herself brick by brick. You've always seemed to take on everything. Her eyes soften. She tilts her head. That's kind of you to say, Jasper. Not sure it's true, but I'll take it. Her voice is light, but there's an undercurrent, something unsaid hanging in the air. The front door clicks open, and Finn's voice cuts through. Hey, Jasper, you here? He bursts in, arms full of grocery bags, his usual grin on. The mood flips, like switching back to normal. Nora straightens, sets down her mug. Boys, dinner later? She asks, slipping into mom mode, but her eyes linger on me a beat longer. Sure, Finn says, heading for the fridge. Jasper, you staying? Yeah, why not, I reply, but my mind's still in the kitchen on Nora's hand brushing mine, her laugh that's anything but ordinary. Finn launches into a story about a new video game, and I nod along, half distracted. But I can't shake it. Something shifted. Not big, not obvious, but there like a crack in the everyday. Heading to the living room, I catch Nora's glance from the doorway, just for a second, before she turns to the sink, and I wonder if she feels it too. Dinner that night is loud, joyful, like always. Finn has us roaring with high school tales like the time we got caught sneaking onto the football field to launch bottle rockets. Nora joins in, teasing Finn about his lame escape plan. The table overflows, grilled salmon, roasted potatoes, a thrown-together salad, a meal that screams home. I steal glances at her, trying not to. Tonight, she's different. Not just the outfit hair loose, a soft gray sweater slipping off one shoulder, but the way she holds herself, relaxed yet alert, fully present. Our eyes meet now and then. I look away, pulse quickening. The next morning, Finn gets an urgent call from work, a warehouse emergency he manages. Gotta head out for a few days, he says, slinging a bag over his shoulder. You good here, Jasper? Mom's got enough food for an army. I laugh, say, I'll survive, but my thoughts race ahead. Nora waves from the door as Finn's truck pulls away. The house feels quieter without him, the air thicker. You staying for dinner tonight? She asks, turning to me. Her tone's casual, but it carries weight like it's not just about the food. I've got too much in the fridge, and I hate cooking for one. I hesitate, then nod. Sure, sounds good. She smiles, and it's not the polite mom smile. It's real, unguarded, and it tightens my chest. That evening, I show up with a cheap bottle of red wine from the corner store, feeling a bit foolish. Nora doesn't mind. She uncorks it, pours us each a glass, and we settle at the kitchen table the same as yesterday, but just us. The radio hums her favorite jazz station. The air smells of garlic and herbs from the pasta she's made. At first, it's small talk. My new job, her part-time gig editing manuscripts from home. Then the conversation drifts, like a current finding its path. Living alone is strange, she says, swirling her wine. After the divorce, I thought I'd feel free, like I could be myself again. But some days, it's just empty. Her voice is steady, but cracked like she's cracking open a door she usually keeps shut. I nod, staring at my plate. I get that. Chicago was supposed to be this big adventure, but half the time I felt like I was drifting there, but not really. She looks at me, eyes softening. You're too young to feel that way, Jasper. Maybe, I say, holding her gaze. But it's not about age, right? It's about feeling enough. She doesn't reply right away, sips her wine, but her face says she understands. She sets the glass down, fingers grazing the rim. After my ex left, I kept thinking I must have done something wrong, that I wasn't enough to hold him. I still fight that thought sometimes. I lean forward, my voice lower than I expect. You're not just enough, Nora. You're the kind of person no one forgets. Look at you. This house, your work, the way you make everything feel like home. That's not nothing. She really looks at me then, and for a moment, the jazz swells, notes filling the space between us. You notice a lot, don't you? She murmurs. We keep talking, hours slipping by. She shares about the divorce, not the ugly parts, but the quiet ones. Fixing the leaky faucet alone, painting the living room at 2 a.m. to chase insomnia, discovering jazz because it's a friend that asks no questions. I open up about my lonely nights wandering Chicago, wondering if I'd ever find home again. This town was it for me, I say. But coming back, things feel different. You feel different. She tilts her head, a quiet smile on her lips. Different how? I swallow, throat dry despite the wine. You're stronger, more yourself. Like you've found who you are. Her smile fades, but not sadly, it absorbs my words. I'm still working on that, but it's nice hearing it from you. The night stretches. The kitchen dims to a single soft lamp. We clear the table together, shoulders brushing over the sink. Neither of us pulls away. You don't have to go, you know, she says, drying her hands on a towel. It's late. The guest room's free. I nod, heart pounding, but I trust my voice even less. Thanks. Heading upstairs, I feel her eyes on me, not heavy, just there, like she's weighing a choice. Lying in the guest bed, staring at the ceiling. I can't deny it. We've crossed a line tonight. Not a big one, not yet. But a line all the same. The house is still, but my mind races. The days blur after that. But that kitchen night sticks. I keep replaying her eyes holding mine, her voice softening on the loneliness. It's no longer just talk. Something's moved, and I can't pretend otherwise. I see her the next evening for a quick coffee before heading home. She's watering her roses in the garden, sunset edging her hair. You again? She says with a smile as I approach. I thought you'd be out exploring the town. Town hasn't changed, I reply, leaning on the fence. And your coffee beats the diner's. She laughs, sets down the watering can, and we end up on the porch steps, mugs in hand, chatting about nothing. The air smells of damp earth and roses. The silences between us feel easy, but charged. Like we both know, something's building. I want to name it, pin it down, but the words always stop short. What am I doing? She's Finn's mom, my best friend. That night, I come back for dinner. Finn's still gone, and the house feels like ours. She's made pasta again, this time creamy with garlic and comfort. We eat at the table, jazz in the background, a single candle flickering between us. It's not quite romantic, but it's more than dinner. We talk about her job, how she started editing to fill the post-divorce quiet. I share my coding dreams, the ones that excite me. Then, while clearing up, she pauses at the sink, hands in soapy water. Jasper, she says without turning. Her voice is low, heavy, twisting my gut. That first day, when you walked in, I didn't recognize you right away. Not your looks, but the way you carried yourself like a man, not the boy I remembered. She turns, our eyes lock, and the air shifts. And that's when I felt something I hadn't in a long time. Something I shouldn't have. My heart hammers, but I don't look away. I set the towel down, hands shaking. I felt it too, I say, voice rough. I looked at you, and you weren't just Finn's mom. You were Nora. Strong, smart, beautiful in a way I can't explain. The words spill out, raw and true. The kitchen goes still, save for the clock's soft tick. Her lips part, like to speak, but she doesn't. She searches my face, and I know we're teetering on something dangerous. I breathe to steady myself. But this is complicated, right? Finn, this town, everything. I don't know what we're doing, but I don't want to ruin anything for you. Or him. Nora nods slowly, her expression softening with a shadow of sadness. You're right. It is complicated, and I'm glad you see that. Most wouldn't. She steps close enough for her lavender scent to return, without touching. Thank you, Jasper, for not pretending it's not happening, and for not rushing like it's nothing. I swallow hard, throat tight. I think we need some space, just to figure out what this is, if it's real. She doesn't argue, nods, eyes steady but kind. You're braver than I was at your age, she says with a fleeting smile. I'd have run. I manage a weak laugh. I'm not running, just stepping back. We stand there a moment, candle dancing, jazz whispering. Then she reaches out, brushes my arm lightly. You're a good man, Jasper. Don't let anyone tell you different. I nod, silent. I grab my jacket, say goodnight, and step into the cool night air. Stars wink over Willow Lane, and walking to my car, the weight of our words settles. We haven't crossed the line, not fully, but we've seen it, and stepping back hurts more than I thought. The days after feel like holding my breath. I don't go to Nora's. No texts, no calls. I bury myself in work, debugging code until my eyes burn, trying to drown out her voice, her candlelit gaze. I don't regret my words. Stepping back feels right, necessary even. But it doesn't ease the quiet. Willow Lane seems narrower, like the street itself is waiting. I meet Finn at the diner a couple times for a beer, keeping it light, no hints about his mom. He doesn't notice, and I'm relieved. No way I'd drag him in. Finally, I can't hold out. At the corner store, I grab a box of jasmine tea, the kind she loves, mentioned during one of our late nights. I don't knock. I leave it on the porch, tucked against the rail, with a note. Figured you'd need a refill. No signature, but she'll know. The next morning, my phone buzzes. Made cinnamon bread, doors open if you want a slice. I stare at the screen, thumb hovering. I type there in 20 and hit send before I overthink. Stepping into her kitchen, the air's thick with warm cinnamon and coffee. Nora's slicing bread at the counter, hair loosely tied, a soft blue sweater bringing out her eyes. She doesn't mention the tea, just smiles and slides a plate my way. Hope you're hungry, she says, voice easy but careful, like we're both testing the waters. We sit at the table, jazz low in the background, talking light things, her latest editing project, a bug I chased at work for hours. It's comfortable, but there's an undercurrent, a silent nod to what happened. We don't name it. We just don't. Over the next week, I drop by more. Not planned, really. I fix a squeaky cabinet door. She asks my take on new curtains. One evening, I stay for dinner, and we talk till the stars come out. Her favorite books. That time, I got lost camping as a kid. It's not flirty, not like before. It's deeper. We're seeing each other as people, scars and stories, fitting in unexpected ways. You're easy to talk to, Jasper, she says one night on the porch, voice gentle. Not many are. Another evening, side by side at the sink, she asks, if Finn found out about this, whatever it is, what would you tell him? The question catches me, sponge in hand. I set it down, think. The truth, I say at last, that I care about you. That it's not betrayal, it's real. Hiding it forever would be worse. She nods, eyes distant but not sad. He's my son. I don't want to hurt him. But you're right. Hiding something true isn't fair to anyone. Finn comes home a few days later, and I give it space. Don't want to push, complicate. We grab diner time, catch up on his work trip. I play it cool. But my thoughts wander to what Nora's doing. If she's thinking of me. Then one morning, a text from her lights up my screen. Hung new curtains. Need your eye for decor if you're free. I smile, chest warming. I reply, notebook full of ideas and more jasmine tea. I don't know where this leads, but I know I'm not backing away anymore. She meets me on the porch, mug in hand, morning light in her hair. Your trouble, you know that? Her smile teases, but it's warm. I laugh, stepping closer. Only the good kind. We don't talk future, or what this is. We just stand there, the air between us soft and open, like a door we haven't crossed yet. Whatever it is, it's ours, growing quiet, careful, in the hidden corners away from prying eyes. And for now, that's enough. In the quiet folds of our everyday lives, where routines wrap around us like a worn coat, there's a deep, aching lesson. Love, in all its forms, doesn't follow the lines we draw. Picture me, Jasper, back in my sleepy hometown, heart heavy with faded memories and fresh hopes. I knock on the door of my childhood, seeking a loyal friend, and instead face Nora, the once familiar mom, reshaped by time's winds into a radiant woman, her eyes echoing a buried loneliness. What starts as a simple visit spins into an emotional whirlwind, a delicate dance between forbidden pull and the wisdom of scarred souls. With my hesitant youth and her maturity forged in divorce's ashes, we find in each other a mirror to our cracks. The fear of not measuring up, the weight of shared silences, the warmth of a laugh that chases inner shadows. This story whispers that life, in its tender cruelty, often thrusts us into feelings that buck social norms, like a tightrope between sacred friendship and budding desire. It teaches that true strength isn't in running, but in the bravery to voice the unsayable. I see you, truly, for the first time. It's in those suspended moments, heart pounding at the edge of the unknown, that we learn to embrace our rawness. Because loving, even amid doubt, is rebirth. It's turning solitude into a bridge to another, shattering routine's unseen chains to uncover humanity's stark beauty. And if Nora and I choose to pause, to nurture this bond in gentle shadow, it's a reminder that real connections bloom with patience, like a rose in autumn rain. In a world hungry for easy answers, this invites us to heed our soul's murmur, dare to feel, dare to shift, dare to be seen. Because in the end, it's not perfection that saves us, but honesty that lifts us, linking us in an endless dance of pure, freeing emotions. If this stirs something in you, share in the comments. What unexpected lesson came from an encounter that changed everything? And to dive deeper into stories that touch the heart, subscribe to the channel now. Every click sparks light in our shared solitudes. See you soon for more tales that pulse with life's raw essence.